Hello everybody and welcome back to another tutorial video for the F-16. So this one is going to be VFR conditions, so visual flight rules, F-16 landing at an airfield, obviously at an airfield. So first thing you want to do, I typically did this at about 50 nautical miles out as announced inbound on whatever frequency that airfield is. So I've done that already. And then you could see up there, we can see that's our airfield that we're going to be landing at. That's runway 34. And I'm actually going to set pressure. They told me it was 29 or 46, so we'll set that there. We can unpause this now. We'll descend. I'm going to slow down. We want to be setting up for this at about 1,500 feet and 350 knots. You can do either a right-hand traffic pattern or a left-hand traffic pattern. Today, we're going to be doing a left-hand pattern. Probably a little bit more typical, but you can do either one. It's not like the Navy jets where it's exclusively left-hand pattern, but I will talk more about that when I eventually do carrier ops for the Hornet. But that's obviously not today's video. To get lined up here, you want to make sure your countermeasures and stuff are on standby. Master arm is off. Lights are set appropriately. I have nav and anti-collision lights and things on, but I don't have landing light on because it's daytime, don't really need it. Ejection seat, you also want that to be armed. A little fast here. So 342 is the 342 is the heading of the runway that we're landing on, so the reciprocal of that is 162. So when we do our 180 turn to go downwind, we're going to be looking for 162. We're pretty much on our initial approach parameters, 1,500 feet, about 350 knots. Speed brake retracted now. And what we're going to be looking for, because we have a waypoint in the middle of that runway, the little part right by the flight path marker is the tadpole. So we're going to be watching for that, and that's going to... And that's... Okay, shut up now. Alright, and that's going to flip over in just a minute here. A little fast, I'll put the speed brake out. So wait for that. See, it moves to the side and then it flips. So now we're going to start our turn. We're going to be aiming for a level brake about between 2.5 and 3 Gs. So about like this. And we're going to be looking for that 162 for our heading. So we don't want to be fully idle, because we're not trying to slow down completely yet. So 162 there. Put our speed brake out part way, not all the way, just a little bit. Gear can come down now at 300 knots. So fly out a little bit here. Still level. And about when our wingtip is approximately aligned with the end of the runway there, we'll start our turn. We want to be between 2.5 and 5 degrees down, so you can see that those markers there. Just kind of pulling a couple of Gs, or a little more than one. Flying angle of attack. Keep checking on the runway and make little adjustments for your bank angle and stuff. You can see the PAPI lights there, so we're a tiny bit high. And there we go, we're pretty well on glide slope now. For the touchdown zone, and when we're at about 50 feet or so on the radar altimeter, we're going to flare. We'll come to idle and pull the nose up to about the horizon line. That was not a very smooth landing, but now we've touched down. Full air brake, aero braking as well. Just keep holding the stick back until we're down at about 100 knots if we're light. Get that so the nose just falls down to the ground. And then we'll just roll out here. If you need to, use wheel brakes. I wouldn't slam them on because you can skid a bit. And in real life, you just absolutely melt the brakes. You don't want to do that. So I like to tap it a little bit here and every once in a while, just so we get slow enough. F-16 we have in DCS does obviously not have drag chute, but if we did, then we could deploy that once we touch down and slow us down even faster. So that about covers it. F-16, it's not too hard to land, but it's tricky to land really smoothly, I find. But obviously I'm not spectacular at it because my landing there was pretty rough, but the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it, and I'm sure in no time you'll be better than I am at it. So I hope you found this useful and helpful, and I hope that you will check out some of my future tutorials and things.